What is going on, everybody? It's Weather with Jonathan here, back again with another weather forecast. And things are really starting to ramp up in the form of tropics, severe weather, and just a lot of stuff in general. So let's jump straight into the forecast. So, starting off with the tropics, we do have quite a system working its way into the eastern Pacific and also in the southwestern Atlantic and the Caribbean. Now, we have this one little tropical wave that just came off of Africa yesterday, and this is actually forecast to come up near the Canary Islands and actually become maybe even a hurricane. Okay, this would be Hurricane Brett if this actually became a hurricane, and there's actually a pretty good chance of it becoming a hurricane. So let's look at what is happening with our Infest 92L. So you can see we have multiple showers and storms starting to fire off. And listen, this is very disorganized right now. Now, this will become way more organized and eventually become a tropical depression, tropical storm, and probably to maybe actually a hurricane. So it depends. And actually, on a model panel, it was showing about 110 miles per hour at one point on the hurricane, which is around a high end category 2. So if I got that correct, which it would definitely be a category 2. So now you can still see that there's just a lot of cloud cover, and you can see it's sucking in moisture. It's trying to spin a little bit, okay? And this is what's going to cause it to start rotating, and that's why it's going to become a hurricane, and the winds will increase. So yeah, in the likelihood of this developing in the next 7 days is a 70% chance, but in the next 2 days it's only a 50% chance. If you look right on the screen right next to my cursor, and then you scroll through the formation chance in 48 hours, it says medium and 50%. So there is definitely a very good chance that this develops, and we will definitely have to watch out for this on the eastern side of the US. Now, I wouldn't really worry about it because, like, most model runs are always showing it going kind of like this. It's showing it coming up here and then eventually curling back because of a high pressure system that will be located right over the central Atlantic. Actually, the northern Atlantic, but the central northern Atlantic. So, yeah, so now let's start talking about our severe weather, okay? So, this is our outlook for today. Now, we do actually have a slight risk up in Iowa and portions of northwestern Missouri. Then we do have a slight risk that extends from southern Florida all the way to Colorado, and then that big enhanced risk all the way from southeastern Colorado to Arkansas and back down to Texas. Now, this is the wackiest enhanced risk I've ever seen, because basically what they did was they kept that enhanced risk here that they did earlier, but then they extended it south, which is really weird because this is what it looks like now. So this is a really weird enhanced risk for today. But guess what? It may be weird, but don't take it like that, okay? Take it seriously, okay? We could actually have some tornadoes out of this. Like, look at our hail probability. Like, this is our hail risk. Then this is our tornado risk too. Like, we've got a significant threat for tornadoes, okay? Especially back there down through Florida and Alabama and portions of Oklahoma, the extreme northern panhandle of Texas, and portions of southern Kansas. And then even we do have that wind outlook. So, yeah, I mean, we got a 30% significant. Like, that's pretty significant wind. We could be seeing significant winds all the way up to about hurricane force. So this is a really dangerous day ahead today. So we really gotta pay attention to this. So be aware if you live in this risk right here. Okay? Be aware if you live in this risk. It doesn't matter if you're in the slight risk, or if you're in the enhanced risk, or if you're in this big giant slight risk. It matters that you take it seriously. And guess what? Severe weather doesn't stop. We got a slight risk tomorrow for portions of Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, southeastern Oklahoma, northeastern Texas, and a good chunk of northern Louisiana. And then we do also have an enhanced risk for portions of Alabama, most of the state of Mississippi, actually, central and southern Arkansas, and northern Louisiana. Now, that was for today, but this is our hail outlook for tomorrow. 30% significant over Mississippi, and then a hatched risk, a 50% hatched risk for the rest of the enhanced risk. Now, we do actually have still a 2% risk for tornadoes, and that entire enhanced risk for portions of southwestern Alabama, portions of Mississippi, Arkansas, and Louisiana, and also a tiny little 2% risk over in Florida. And then we do have a 30% wind risk for the entire enhanced risk area, which is southern Arkansas, northern Louisiana, central Mississippi, and southwestern Alabama. So now let's also start talking about the heat, okay? We are going to have blistering heat. When I say blistering heat, I mean blistering heat. So basically, you can see here, this is our highs for today. So you're going to be seeing very hot temperatures for a lot of the U.S., especially the southern U.S. That's where we're going to be seeing 100 degrees down in Texas. Now, you gotta take this seriously. If somebody gets heat stroke, immediately call 911. Try to cool them down while you're waiting. This is a really serious event for the South, and and also I did not mention this, but we have excessive heat warnings for a lot of the deep South, and the South Central U.S. Now, we do have a bunch of heat advisories for some of these areas. Now, you got to take this seriously because the heat is going to get worse here. I will show you the 18th. Like, we're talking about 115 degrees in Texas, and this is going to just get worse from there, okay? Like here, take Monday, for example. This is Monday the 19th. Like, it's 100 degrees. It's actually almost 100 degrees in South Dakota. Yeah, you heard me right. That's pretty warm. And look, it's widespread 100 degrees across Texas. Even on the maximum, it's reaching 117 degrees. So that is very, very hot, okay? And then look, 120 degrees. Like, look at the max. Like, this is Tuesday. The heat is only hundreds across Texas, and the hottest temperature I think we could see that day is 120. So we could see 120 degrees down in southern Texas, and the heat just keeps on going. It just keeps on going. And the good news is, though, a cold front may come down to Texas around Thursday, and it might actually cool down a lot of you guys for central Texas down into the 90s, which is good, but it's not technically considered relief because, it's just only going to happen again. So everybody make sure you're aware of this, and it's just going to get downright hot across the country. And this is the 27th. Look at all this heat. Like, look at all this heat in the western US. Like, that's a lot of heat, okay? You gotta take this seriously. Now, looking into the near future, this is what we have. Now, we could actually see a lot of storms across the US. We're probably going to see severe weather for a lot of this June, maybe even a few derechos, maybe even possibly one today. Now, we're actually going to have some relief for dry weather concerns. In the Northwest, we're going to have 3 consecutive days of rain this week, so that is good. Tomorrow, it could actually rain pretty heavy. Now, just to show you guys, we could actually have maybe a weak tropical depression form somewhere in the Gulf of Mexico around the 22nd. Now, I'm not saying this will happen. It could potentially happen. Now, if it does actually form, it'll be a very weak tropical depression. Now, we will actually have a lot of tropical activity though throughout June, and you can just see all that moisture hangs around the southeast. Like, I mean, look at it's nonstop rain. It's absolutely nonstop rain, and then at the end of the model run, we might actually have a tropical storm develop in the Gulf of Mexico. Now, the chances of that are like 0.001, so that's very unlikely to happen. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for coming and watching. I'm sorry I have not been uploading lately. I just keep forgetting. Tell me what I need to improve because I know I need to improve on this.